Hi, Ron Cooks here. I was talking with a client the other day and explaining what should be done or what shouldn't be done. Then I remembered I had this 10 Commandments of buying a home that was given to me by a loan officer here in the city of Killeen, Laura Franks of Fairway Mortgage. So she shared this with me, and I figured it was a great guideline for all of you new buyers out there that's about to purchase your home. So let me go over this list and I'll explain a little bit as we go along. Thou shalt not change jobs or become self-employed or quit your job. Job security is key here. We want to make sure that the job that you came in on your loan with, that is the job you're going to stay with. So we make sure that that stays on top. And you don't want to change it, because if you change your job, then you have to have that new job for a while to ensure that your income is stable before they will give you a loan. So don't change any jobs during this process. Thou shalt not buy a car, truck, or van, or you may be living in it. I have a couple of clients right now whose expenses exceed what their home expenses would be with a car note and car insurance. And in a couple of cases, they cannot even buy a home because their debt to income ratio exceeds what is comfortable for the lender to give them. So do not buy any new car, truck, or van. Again, you may be living in it. Thou shalt not use credit cards excessively or let current accounts fall behind. When you get your credit looked at for the first time, it is not it. Lenders oftentimes pull your credit a few days before closing to ensure everything is as it was when you first applied for the loan. So when you start using that and you change your ratios, you can change the possibility of you getting a loan. So don't do anything. Thou shalt not spend money you have set aside for closing. It costs money to buy a home. We're not talking just about the option money or the earnest money, but we're talking about closing costs itself. You may have to come to the table with some money, even for those with a VA loan coming in. The VA loan covers your down payment, but it doesn't always cover your closing costs, especially if the seller isn't doing it. So set aside that money, leave it, don't touch it. Thou shalt not omit debts, liabilities from your loan application. Believe me when I tell you, the lender will find it. Don't hide anything. And think of it this way. Me, the lender, the inspectors, we're all on your side. None of us profit at all or make any money at all if you don't get that house. So we are on your side. So you hiding anything from us doesn't help. As a matter of fact, it's best if you disclose everything to allow us the opportunity to fix that for you. Thou shalt not buy furniture. Even if you close on Friday and you don't fund on Monday, I say don't buy a stitch of furniture until your money is funded. So if that is the case, you really should not go out and start looking for furniture. Again, that changes your financial outlook. It changes how the lenders look at you, and that could seriously affect your loan. Thou shalt not originate any inquiries into your credit. I had a client who was set to buy a home. Her sister came in for the weekend to help her celebrate and then move into that new home. She went to a department store and the clerk asked for 20% off. We can give you this credit card. Well, she wasn't intending on using the card. She didn't want to do that. But giving that clerk permission to look at her credit gave her what is called a hard hit on her credit, dropped her credit score a few points below the mark that the lender needed to stay above for her to get the loan. And we had to delay giving her a loan for an entire month. Needless to say, that upset her tremendously. She was crying, so was I, because that was a deal that was delayed. We got the loan closed, but just because that clerk did it, that's what stopped her from buying a house. So be careful with that. Thou shalt not make any large deposits without checking with your loan officer first. If you get an influx of money, what you don't want to do is just put it in the bank account, especially those bank accounts that the lender is monitoring with you. Doing that causes the lender to ask a lot of questions as to the income and where you're actually getting your money from. And it must be reported to the government. So to avoid all of that, if you do get an influx of money, please talk to your lender first and make sure that they tell you how it is that you are to receive this money, because you may need a lender from the person, may need a letter from the person that gave it to you. Thou shalt not change bank accounts. Again, that talks about the stability of of your finances and where you're going. If you start moving around a lot, your bank account starts shifting, that gets the lenders very nervous. So if you have to do it, your first option is to go talk to your lender first to make sure that everything is all right. If they say no, leave it like that until after closing. Anything after closing is up to you and your finances, but before closing, the lender has a lot of say in whether or not you're going to get this loan, so make sure that happens. And then finally, thou shalt not co-sign for any loan. Do not do it. Co-signing for a loan is equivalent to you getting that loan. They don't look at you as simply somebody is helping someone out. They are looking at you as a person that got that loan, because that's how you're treated, because the person that gave you the money or gave you the loan to co-sign is looking at you just like that, because if they can't get it from the primary person, they're coming to you to satisfy that debt. So the 10 Commandments of buying a home is very important. It is restrictive, but it's only restrictive for a short amount of time. So don't think of it as a life sentence. We need to keep everything very stable throughout this process so that you can get along without a problem at all. And believe me, it is less stressful if you follow these 10 Commandments. Ron Cooks, Real Estate Marketplace.